To add a table of contents in Google Docs is fairly simple. You just have to put the cursor wherever you want to add the table of content. In this case, you're going to add it here after the title at the beginning of our document. Then we can go at the top and say Insert, Table of Contents. In this document, we want to add it first, the table of content with page numbers. I think this one is nicer and it offers basically the same features as the other one, which only has the links. So let's click here with page numbers, and as you can see, I have my table of contents in my document. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is that your document has to be organized with headings. As you can see, here in my documents I have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4 and 5, and then I have another section which is methodology. If your table of content is empty after you add it, it means that you haven't added properly the heading to your document. How can we add an heading to our document? So let me clear the formatting here in my document. I can go here and click on normal text. This will remove all the headings. So if I go here in the table of content, I can refresh the document, and as you can see, the table of content now is empty. And you can see that there is a light gray border around the table of content, and it's telling me that I need to add the headings. Another way of keep tracking of your heading into your document is by clicking here on the side and show the document outline. As you can see right now we have only added the title. So let's add the heading. So I can click on the heading that I want to change. I can go here in style and then say heading 1. Then I can do the same for heading 2. And then so forth. A shortcut is Ctrl-Alt-3 on Windows, and then heading 4 is Ctrl-Alt-4. As I add heading to my document, I can go back here to the table of content and then I can refresh it with that button over there. As you can see now, we can see all the headings with this respective page numbering. One of the limitations of Google Docs is that you cannot limit the number of headings into your table of content. Therefore, if you keep adding, Google Docs will keep add headings to your table of content, which means that if you add heading 5, 6 and so forth, they will keep adding to the table of content. One workaround is to define a manual style for the heading. So if you want to just display up to heading 4, you can just simply heading 5, you can just use bold text. This is going to create a different heading, but this is not going to be added to your table of content. So here, as you can see, if I refresh it, I cannot see that. But that's a bit of, that's just one limitation that you need to take into account. The same thing, which could be a limitation for you, is if you decide to add a table of content title. So here, after the title, I want to say this is a table of contents. So now we have two options. Either we use this table of contents, we click here, we go to normal text, and then we can click on heading 1. This is going to render it properly and very nicely. However, the only problem is that if I go in the table of content and I refresh it, now we also have the table of contents as an element inside the table of contents. Therefore, I would suggest you to just get this text here, revert it back to normal text, and then format it as if it was an heading 1. So we can just set the font size to 20, and then, for instance, here we can add a space before the paragraph. So this now looks like the heading 1 because Arial 20, but it's not going to be added to our table of content. Another very nice thing is that if I click on the heading here, and then I click on this link here, my cursor moves to the heading. And I can also navigate the document using the document outline here. And the document outline is going to be extremely useful if you have a big document to navigate through your document. So it's always nice and a good practice to keep your document organized in sections, and you can do that using headings. Another important thing to note is that here you can see I have the heading and I have my table of content. I can edit this text, and for instance, let's say here I want to write a title, which is like table of contents. Since the table of content is generated automatically, this text will be deleted every time I refresh it. If you right click, you can delete the table of content, and let me very quickly show you the other type of table of content. So you can go insert, table of content, and then we have links. This is very similar to the previous one, but I think the previous one looks much better. And now you have links where that you can click on, similar to the previous one, but I think the previous one was better. I really hope you find this video interesting. If you did, please let me know in the comment section below. You can also like the video if you like it and subscribing to my channel. That will really help. If you want to support my channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. More information in the video description below. See you in the next video, and thank you very much for listening.